you miss me? I've been out of a comatose, but the depression is over.
Hello and welcome to ControlledBurnes, the weekly hobby list podcast from me, your host, Andrew Burns, or Slow Burn from Wildfire Gaming. I was just interrupted rudely by my wife, Reagan, and now I'm restarting this. But it's fine. So last week, I did my playoff predictions for the NFL. And I talked about my AFC predictions, talked about my NFC predictions. I even did the playoff bracket, Super Bowl predictions. So we're gonna do something similar this week, but we have Brett on. We have more information than we did last time. I'm gonna keep my predictions the same. I won't be influenced by what happened after that. But I did this before week 10, which has now happened, obviously. And so honestly, some of my predictions look better than others already, but it's all right because we still have like that's 10, 8 or 9 weeks, whatever it is, left in the season. And Brett he's actually going to be making his predictions live on the podcast, basically, because he hasn't really done it so far. So it's going to be a unique putting the predictions together experience right now. So that's what we're going to do.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I'm not going to, Brett does not know my predictions yet. So I'm not going to spoil what my predictions were until we make Brett's predictions first. I don't want to influence him.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the AFC first. And the way that I did it is I just basically, and I can pull it up here, or I'm sorry, not prediction. I just like looked at the standings for each division. And like for the ones that are, in the hunt, I just kind of looked at what games they had left and just made the prediction. So like if you want to start with like the NFC East here, right now I got the Patriots 9-2. And we have the Bills 6-3.
Shocking.
And so it's really just between those two teams. So I just kind of like looked at who they have left.
You don't think the Jets can?
No, I think the Jets and the Dolphins are done, despite the fact that they just beat the Bills, which was not factored into my prediction.
Yeah.
Obviously. So yeah, it's basically between the Bills and the Texans. Or I'm sorry, and the Patriots for who you want to pick
For winning the division.
for winning the division. Yeah.
I mean, I obviously like the Bills a lot better.
The Patriots beat the Bills. One.
Yeah.
They are going to play again on December 14th. Patriots, for those listening, at this point, who they have left is they have the Bengals, they have the Giants, and they have the Bills. They've got the Ravens. That's going to be an interesting one. Then the Jets and the Dolphins. So they got an easy stretch of the last couple games. And kind of an easy stretch these first couple games, to be fair, unless Jameis Winston just really starts popping off with the Giants.
One can only hope.
And then the Bills, Ravens. Those are going to be the ones where they could run into some problems. Let's look at what the Bills have. Bills have the Texans, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Patriots again. That's going to be a very important game. The Browns, the Eagles, and the Jets. So
that is interesting.
Yeah. And they're behind by 3 games.
Yeah, I think.
And they lost to the Patriots.
I mean, I believe in Josh Allen, but
you could still go with the Bills.
I think I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Okay, you're gonna go with the Patriots. Okay. That's fair. Because you will have to decide which one you think is what you got to rank the 4.
Yeah,
no, for the playoff purposes. Okay, now here's a very interesting. Well, maybe
this is a.
Let's just go ahead and do it.
I've got it. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the Steelers.
Steelers. There's the Ravens.
This is the Steelers. Yeah.
Okay. So they got
Ravens.
They got good old A-Rod.
Somehow the Ravens have digressed into not only choking in the playoffs but in the regular season as well. So
they were the
insane.
Steelers are the only team with a winning record in this division. To be fair, the Ravens are only 1 game behind them.
Yeah, and that will stay the same.
Yeah, okay. So you think that they're just going to stay right behind the Steelers the whole time?
Yeah. I don't even think the Steelers are that great.
Right.
But
yeah, they're really not.
It is just insane how the Ravens just cannot pull it together.
Yeah. Okay, so we got I'm going to see. So we'll put the North. You're going with the Steelers. I'm going to assume that you're going to put them behind the Patriots. Midnight is harassing Brett as we record this. Midnight.
Sure is, dude.
Okay.
Bro, personal space.
Let's do the South. We have one team clearly in the lead here. Colts.
Yeah, easily. It's not even.
Jaguars have a winning record at 5-4.
It's the Colts.
But Brett's going with the Colts.
Without a doubt.
Daniel Jones. Now, I just want to give Brett some props here. I'm
Jones.
the only person that knows this fact about Brett Fox. I think it might have been the last season. It might have even been the 2023 season. Where Brett came over and we had an evening similar to what we're having tonight, where he came over. We're gonna go to Wingstop later, and then the Cowboys were playing the Giants.
The Giants.
and the Cowboys won that game, but Brett was like, Daniel Jones is not getting enough respect.
I know he never has.
And then the Giants just kicked him to the curb like
Yeah.
garbage.
And I knew that.
And he went to the Colts.
In nowhere, shape, or form was he the problem of that team.
No, obviously, he is not the problem with that team because we have the proof right now, 8-2 with the.
I have always believed in Daniel Jones.
Let's see who they lost to. They lost to. They barely beat the Broncos. Lost to the Rams. That's an understandable loss.
They only lost twice, right?
Yeah, they only lost twice.
Oh yeah.
And then they lost to the Steelers. That's the only one. The Steelers are such a wild card. It's like you can't.
There's one game that was like kind of an odd one, I think, that they lost on, but.
Well, the Steelers, Daniel Jones just kind of played. There was like there's like a ton of turnovers that game, so it was just kind of like and they still only lost by 7 points. I don't really even remember that much about because I guess it's week 4 they played the Rams. I don't think I.
The Rams are pretty nice.
Yeah, Rams are. Okay, so you got the Colts, but do you think they're going to be better than? Just ignore that. Do you think that it's going to be better than the Patriots in the? So right now the Patriots.
Oh yeah, I'm going.
Colts number 1.
Colts number 1.
Number 1 seed. Okay, because technically the Patriots are heaven, but that's just because they played on Thursday. Who do the Colts have this week? The Chiefs.
That'll be just fine.
That is going to be interesting. Okay, so we're going to go with the Colts as the number 1 seed, and they are in the South. And then we have, let me just bring this up here. We have the West, where we really do have really even a 3-person race, even to include the Chiefs. So it's the Broncos are 8-2, the Chargers are 7-3, right behind them, and then the Chiefs are at 5-4.
Man, Broncos, what a turn of events!
The turn of events, indeed. Have the Broncos and the Chargers played yet? I don't think they have.
I think
They're gonna play oh, they did.
Who are the Broncos playing?
So the Chargers beat the Broncos early in the season by a field goal.
Yeah.
And then
I'm leaning Chargers.
They're going to play again in the final game.
Ooh, the Broncos.
Broncos have the Chiefs tomorrow. So I guess the Colts have a bye week this week.
They have the Commanders, which I'm sure they'll win. And the Raiders, which I'm sure they'll win. And the Packers, which I'm sure they'll win.
And the Jaguars,
which
they'll probably win.
And the Chiefs again, they'll probably win. And then
then you think they're just going to win all these games. Okay, let's look at the Chargers.
Oof, man.
They got the Jaguars, the Raiders, the Eagles.
You think they can win that?
Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs once this season. Cowboys. They'll win that. Texans, and then the Broncos. It might just come down to this game against the Broncos.
We're going Chargers.
Going with the Chargers.
We're going Chargers. That was going to be.
So no, you're not even considering the Chiefs.
No.
Okay, because they've just lost too many games.
Yeah.
They have a fairly easy schedule to tough, but the Colts, and the Broncos, I would say it is not guaranteed they're going to win either of those games.
Yeah.
And they might lose to the Chargers again.
Yeah.
They got the Broncos twice, actually. They haven't even played the Broncos yet. They'll lose at least one of those, I guarantee. I'm to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I like the Chargers.
Okay, but then how do you rank them with these other teams? Probably above the Steelers, I'm guessing. Maybe not.
Coach-wise, number 1.
I do like
Harbaugh. Oh, man. I love that he's doing better than the other Harbaugh.
He's whooped his ass this season. The thing about the Chargers is the thing that I just remember vividly in my mind, because the first season that I followed in recent times, like obviously back in the day, like we followed obviously the Packers and that Ravens season in 2013, but the last 3 years have been where I've been really following football really close. And 2023 they had this Thursday night game where it was the Chargers versus the Raiders. Talk about a throwaway game, and the Raiders, I'm talking about, destroyed the Chargers. I'm telling you, I swear it was 50 or 60 points versus 20 or something in the end. It was a totally disgusting game. And it was after that they fired that coach, and then
Harbaugh.
they didn't get Harbaugh right away. I think they had an interim coach, and then to bring in the 2024 season, they're we're going with Jim Harbaugh. He had literally just won the college championship at Michigan.
Yeah.
And then they're we're going with Harbaugh. And already last year, because they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they did great last year.
And then, just to go from that utter trash team that I saw losing to the Raiders.
I believe in Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's pretty good.
Yeah, Justin Herbert, Justin Herbert, if you get him on a good night in particular.
Yeah, he
every
can
once
be
in a
pretty
while,
crazy.
Every once in a while, he has a little slip night. But okay, so you got to figure out what seed you're going to put him.
I'm thinking number 2.
Above the Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Swinging big here. So this is the West. Chargers. So we need 3 wild cards, which can be from any of these teams.
I mean,
We got the Bills.
I'm going with the Bills.
Okay, we're gonna have
Go ahead and put the Bills on there.
We're gonna have the Bills.
I'm thinking.
There's the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens would
There's
probably
the
get
Jags. There's the
the-
Chargers
the
and the Chiefs, or the Broncos,
Broncos
and the
for
Chiefs.
sure. Broncos for sure.
Okay, yeah. And then there's the Chiefs.
Yeah, this is where we're gonna
The
get.
Jags are both 5-4. Ravens are 4-5. I feel like it's between those three.
Yeah, for sure.
Ravens, Jaguars.
Put the Ravens. The Ravens not even making the playoffs.
Well, so
Go
the deal with
ahead.
the Ravens is like Lamar has not played most of these games.
It
He is
sucks
now
that-
back.
It sucks that we're not talking about the Bengals.
I know. I mean, you can if you want 3-2.
No, they're not making it.
Yeah. They
unfortunate.
actually kind of have a tough schedule too. Oh my God. The Steelers, the Patriots, the Ravens, the Bills, the Ravens again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's it for the Bengals, very sadly. Yeah. And you guys know, if you listen to the last year's podcast, I picked the Bengals to go all. I didn't actually pick them to go.
It's a great pick.
I didn't pick them to go to the Super Bowl, but I did pick them to get to like the championship game. And they were one game away. Actually, they did everything that in their power they could possibly do to make that happen. And then the Chiefs
screwed them.
Just literally just nobody showed up to that game. They must have just pulled some people out of the crowd for that team.
Yeah.
They didn't even like score a point.
It's just horrendous.
It really was a disgrace. Okay, but yeah, you got to pick between the Jaguars, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. I mean, honestly, not picking the Chiefs would also be pretty crazy. Only the way that your bracket is, either the Ravens or the Chiefs are not going to make it. We can look at their games if you want. Here's the Ravens lineup. They got the Browns, the Jets. Those are easy wins.
Bengals, beat,
Steelers,
maybe.
Bengals, Patriots. Now, here's where they might get into trouble: the Patriots, Packers.
I don't even know if they can beat the
Steelers.
They might even lose to the Packers.
Well. And then let's look at the Chiefs. Chiefs, I think, have some tough competition too. Broncos, Colts. Okay, well.
Oh, geez.
Cowboys, Texans. They could beat the Texas teams. Chargers, though, who they've already lost to. Titans, Broncos again, and the Raiders. And
this might be a close one.
And the Chiefs do have one win up on the Ravens already.
That is true.
They're 5-4. Ravens are 4-5.
Oh man, that's a tough call, dude.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let me see those Jags.
Oh my goodness!
Let's take
if I was gonna pick who I would like it to be,
this would be
I would love the Jaguars. When they beat that, what was it like? They did like two awesome things back in a row where they beat the 49ers. We'll fall in love with any team that beats the 49ers. But then they beat the Chiefs the next week. The week after that, I was like, the Jaguars are my team. But then they did that.
Those are Seahawks.
The Seahawks are great.
Yeah.
And then they got absolutely
Rams
by the Rams. They're great.
Beat the Raiders.
Yeah, so they've. I mean, losing to the Texans is pretty bad.
It's a pretty rough one.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't know if.
And then beat the Raiders again.
Yeah.
And then what do we got coming up? Chargers. Ooh, that's a rough one. Cardinals. Ooh.
They do have.
Titans. They got that.
They can definitely be the.
Not that.
Yeah, not the Colts. Probably not the Broncos.
Colts again. That's a rough.
I think it's probably over for the Jags. I'm sorry to say.
God, dude.
So it comes down to the Ravens and the Chiefs, as always. Just like in the playoffs.
Man, it feels bad. I think I might have to go Chiefs.
Okay.
I hate that that's not who I
not
want.
who you want it to be. You want it to be the Ravens.
I want it to be the Ravens, yeah.
Or
the Jags.
You want there to be, sure. So, Brett, on the record, wants there to be a playoffs without the Chiefs.
Sure.
I'm sure plenty of people feel that way. Okay, so now you got to order them. The Bills, Broncos, and the Chiefs. The Broncos have by far the best record of these.
No Ravens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
God.
So that's you're going with.
I think wild card one. I'm gonna go Bills.
You think the Bills are gonna make a comeback?
Yeah.
Okay, then the Broncos and the Chiefs.
Then the Broncos and the Chiefs. Because I feel like the Bills could like there's a chance the Bills could just win every game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if I'm as confident in the Broncos to win every game from this point out.
Broncos have been weird. They're kind of reminding me a little bit of the Chiefs last year, where they keep winning all these games, but every single time they win, it's just like they just barely got through that one, even against bad teams.
Like I could see the Bills taking this Dolphin loss and being like, "Okay,
right,
this is ridiculous."
Yeah, then they're just like kind of fixing it after that,
and then literally like
sometimes that happens. Sometimes they just need a wake up call.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. So
Packers could sure use one of those.
So we can save the bracket if you want to. I think the way I did it is I picked the divisions or who's making the playoffs, and then I did the bracket. I think I can't remember.
Yeah.
But we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll save the bracket for that way. So we'll go ahead and do your NFC, and then I'll tell you who I did for the AFC and the NFC, and then we'll each do our brackets at the playoffs.
Okay.
So let's go to the NFC. Starting with the East, which is maybe the easiest division to pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the East.
Yeah. I don't even know. I mean, I guess technically it is statistically possible for those other teams to catch up, but literally there is no chance. And if I was going to rank
Yeah,
how much
I
I
mean,
liked these teams,
there's no
I
way.
think I would literally do it in the reverse order of their current standings. I think I like the Giants the best right now I mean, literally they have Jameis Winston starting this week.
Is
They're
there
my number
any
one team.
team either of these teams could make the playoffs?
No.
They're all out, right?
I
They've
mean,
got to be.
mathematically, they technically, if they won the rest of their games and the Eagles just collapsed and lost all of their games,
There's
technically,
no way the Giants can get in the playoffs.
I think, okay,
2-8?
so yeah, probably.
No
So
way.
that means if they won the rest of the games, they'd be 9-8.
The Cowboys
They
have.
could, at best, they might be able to slip in as like a wild card 7 seed with that 9-8. I think to be honest, the NFC, if you have a 9-8 record, you still might because like
Yeah, maybe.
it's the way that I look at the NFC, like the top 6 teams are really strong, and then there's like a group of teams that are going to be fighting for that 7th spot, and a 9-8 might be enough, but it's
I don't know.
you definitely can't go any lower than that. So the Cowboys, if they won the rest of their games, technically they would be, I guess, 11-5, because normally it'd be 12-5, but could they have the tie with the Packers?
Yeah.
So 11-5-1. So yeah, you can make the playoffs 11-5-1, but it's like, yeah, you really think they're going to win these games? They got the Eagles, they got the Chiefs, they got the Lions, they got the Chargers. I mean, there's no way they're going to win all those. So it's like,
This,
to me,
I
the
will
Cowboys,
say,
the Commanders, the Giants are all out of it.
I will say, this is one of the best years I've ever seen Dak Prescott play.
Yeah, he has been really great. It's
Yeah.
his defense is just atrocious, maybe the worst in the league.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, what do you expect after you have your number one defensive guy and you trade him away?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Like a week before the season started?
Yeah.
Idiot running the Cowboys, as we all know, Jerry Jones. Okay, NFC North, a little bit tougher. We've got 2 6-3 teams. And
I've
the
got my
Packers
pick.
at 5-3. Okay, let's hear it.
It's the Bears.
Bears winning the division.
We're going Bears.
Brett
dude.
is going with the Bears. Are you gonna put above the Eagles?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Well, they're only one win behind them, so it's not absurd. So
I believe in Caleb Williams.
Wow.
I think he's
Hey,
great.
I would never thought I'd hear the day Brett being literally named after Brett Favre, picking the Bears over the Packers.
Well, the Packers suck.
I mean, you picked the Lions last year, to be fair, but everybody thought that.
The Packers just suck. They are horrendous, dude.
They're 5-3.
Dude, it is atrocious watching them play.
Could argue they should be 5-4, but unlikely. They really should have beat the Cowboys in that game. They really ought to be 6-3 up here with the Lions and the Bears, and they did beat the Lions. They have not played the Bears yet. They're gonna almost have them back to back. They have them on December 7th and December 20th. So
Yeah.
it should be interesting. Okay, so going with Bears. I like that pick. That's a bold decision, which I appreciate. The South. Now, I will say the Panthers have been surprising this year.
Yeah,
But you're going with the Buccaneers.
we're going Bucks for sure.
All right. So here you go. Where do you rank them with the other teams? I think they lost the Eagles, right? I think they played the Eagles.
I think so, yeah.
So you can put them last.
No, I am not.
You're gonna put them above the Eagles,
I think I'm gonna put them above the Eagles.
but below the Bears.
Ooh, it's tempting.
Could put them above the Bears.
What's their record right now?
They're 6-3, tied with the Bears. I guess we could look at who they have left. Bears have
And what are the Eagles? 7-2?
yeah. Bears have Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions. That's not an easy
Not the
round.
worst though. What are the Bucks?
Let's take a look at the Bucks. See, their division is worse, so the Buccaneers are probably gonna have some easier games. They do have the Bills tomorrow.
And then the Rams.
But then after that, they should be in the clear.
Cardinals, Saints.
Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. Maybe Panthers win one of those games, but yeah, it's their last 6 games are a lot easier than these next 2. If they come in and they beat the Bills and they beat the Rams, then oh man. But that's part of the prediction, as you gotta decide how well you think they're gonna do.
We're going Bucks number 1.
Okay. I respect that. I've been very impressed with the Buccaneers this year. Obviously, we've always kind of liked that guy.
Baker he's Baker.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Okay, and that leaves man.
Every time the Eagles start getting close to the playoffs, I feel them start to dwindle. Most of the time. Last year, they pulled it off.
Now, last year, my prediction was that they were going to, because, like, I agree with you, like, especially in 2020, that 2023 season, they fell off hard, and then they were out in, like, the first round.
But they
2024
like,
season, I predicted that they were going to fall off, and they didn't.
but like they typically will go like 5-0,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
6-0, 7-0, and then go 7-7.
Yeah, we're exactly. Yeah. But they're 7-2 right now.
And I'm not
Let's take a
feeling.
look at who they've got. Oof, they got the Lions next. Then they got the Cowboys. Bears, that could be a big game for your prediction right there.
Yeah, I think the Bears can win. I think the Chargers can win.
Raiders, Commanders.
I think the Bills can
The
win.
Bills definitely can win.
I think there is even a slight chance, quote me on this in the future,
Let's hear it.
that the Cowboys can win that game.
It's not impossible. Because the thing is, like, it's harder. Those division rivalries, it's hard to predict because like everybody brings out their best on those games, particularly if you have nothing to lose, like the Cowboys. And so the Cowboys, they want to spoil the Eagles' season.
I think
And
it's a-
let's
I
not
think
forget,
there's
the
a chance.
Eagles only beat them by 4 points earlier this season. The Cowboys,
Exactly. I think there is a chance, actually.
yeah, I agree with you. I think it's definitely possible that the Cowboys could win. So you're going with Buccaneers #1, like you said. Okay,
And
so then, ooh man, this is where it's going to be interesting. This is the best division in the league. Seahawks,
a division
Rams.
I'm not a
Yeah, I know you hate all those. Well, I guess you don't hate the Rams.
Yeah, I don't hate the Cardinals
Well,
either.
yeah, but nobody really worries about the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, last year they weren't that bad.
No, last year I think I picked them to win the division, which was wrong. But that part of that was probably wishful thinking. And last year the 49ers were not good. This year they have not had Purdy most of the season. Had that other
what's his
guy.
name? Who could be better?
I
think he is too.
And the Purdy is gonna play. He's gonna start this game coming up. Let's see who they got. Okay, well it's the Cardinals, so they'll probably win that game. But so I guess it's a pretty good game to bring him back on. But yeah, I don't know. I think what is this guy's name? Mac Jones. I kind of, from what I've seen this season, I kind of think Mac Jones is better.
I kind of do too.
I think Purdy. Purdy. They had that. 49ers in 2023 had that one amazing season, which they didn't even make it to the. They did go to. They went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Chiefs, but a lot of that was the running game.
Yeah.
And I don't think. But
McCaffrey.
Purdy was fine, but he's not the reason they got that far.
No. McCaffrey is unbelievable.
Whereas for the Seahawks and the Rams, both those quarterbacks have just been balling out.
I mean,
I
would be against my honor to give it to Seahawks.
I know you. I know
I can't do that.
So you got to go with the Rams.
Yeah, and maybe that's my bias, but
I think that's fair. I think whenever it's close like that, I think it's kind of fun to just like
which
one would I actually like to see happen?
I do not let the record show. I do not like the Seahawks.
I know
very low on my list of teams.
But
I love that Sam Darnold has done so well here.
Yeah. I really like Sam Darnold a lot.
Two teams I very dislike, the Vikings and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Sadly, he's been on both.
Yeah, right.
And I'm happy he's not on the Vikings anymore because I hate the Vikings a lot more than the Seahawks. But
that's just to remind you that he is a Packers fan.
But the fact that he got off the Vikings, I was like, oh my God, this is insane. The Vikings are just dumb.
Yeah, I still feel that way.
Yeah. And then he goes to Seahawks, and I'm like, oh, well, damn, that sucks. But the fact that like he did so well that season,
yeah.
The only time they even started to falter is when they lost to the Lions.
Yeah.
And then
they lost the Lions, and then
they lost again.
Yeah, I can't remember who beat them in the playoffs.
There was that thing going on where if you lost to the Lions, you lost a game after it as well.
Oh, really?
And so I know they like lost another one, and then maybe even another one. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think the Lions
were still doing great.
Yeah, I think that Lions game was like because like they played the Lions like almost at the end because they did that infamous thing where they were like, "We'll see you in a couple weeks in the playoffs," and then both of those teams lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's
point is that
I think Sam Darnold is awesome,
but you're going with the Rams.
I'm going with Rams.
Okay,
and for one, I think Matthew Stafford is a lot better than Sam Darnold.
Well, he's definitely more battle tested than Sam Darnold, obviously.
Matthew Stafford is a legend among men.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly cannot believe that he's been playing as long as he has.
He is
still so good,
insanely good, and he also has the mighty sword of Puka Nacua.
That he does. My God, Puka Nacua has looked unbelievable. Okay, so where are you going to put them? Are you going to put them at #1 in the NFC?
No, we're not going to. I'm going to put them below the Buccaneers.
Okay, so #2. This is the best. Okay, and then we need your wild card teams.
Yes,
I'm assuming the Seahawks are going to be in. I'm assuming them.
Brother. God, I don't want that.
You don't have to. You got the 49ers as a contender.
I know.
You have to contender. Obviously, the Lions and the Packers are contenders.
I know.
I don't know. I don't think we're
I
getting
think
else from the East.
let's write the Packers down for now.
Okay.
Even though I truly despise them with my being right now.
Packers. What about the Lions?
Yeah.
You really what
I
you're
know,
between,
it's-
it's between the Lions, the Panthers, the Seahawks, and the 49ers, I feel like are your big
I
options
know.
here.
This is despicable. This is despicable. Maybe I don't
I guess we
include
could
the
throw the
Packers.
Vikings in there, but I wouldn't. I don't think the Vikings.
I've gotta exclude my bias because that's gonna get in the way of this.
Okay.
I think
I was in a similar situation for the.
I don't think Packers are gonna make the
You
playoffs.
don't think the Packers are going to make it? So you think it's going to be
Lions. I
Lions,
think the Lions.
Seahawks,
I think it's got to be Seahawks.
Lions, Seahawks,
49ers.
49ers. I think
Yeah.
49ers over the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a despicable statement
I
because
know.
the 49ers knock the Packers out of the playoffs every fucking year.
Right. It's like they knocked the Cowboys out of the. Okay, so and then the Lions. So yeah, you got to rank if that's what you're going with.
Yep.
Is it good?
No
Pick?
Packers. Just insane.
So we got to do the Seahawks, 49ers, and the Lions. You got to put them in order.
Um,
So let's see.
we'll go Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah, they have the best record at 7-2.
Yeah.
And then they lost the 49ers earlier this season, so they got them again at the end. Surely they're just gonna to me, like sometimes with those division, since you play them twice, if you lose one, it's just like that just fires them up to just beat their ass the second time.
I
Especially if
think
it's
I'm gonna
close.
go Seahawks, Lions, 49ers.
Okay. I think that's a reasonable lineup. So then your bracket for the
No Packers in my prediction. This season's awful.
actually really like this season a lot because I think that it is more unpredictable than most.
That is true.
So you got Rams versus 49ers, Lions versus Bears, Eagles versus Seahawks. That's a good lineup. Okay, so now we're gonna do our playoff brackets, but first I'm gonna reveal to you what my picks are.
Okay.
So we'll do the AFC first. So with the Bills versus the Patriots argument, you went with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I made this prediction before they lost to the Dolphins,
That's fair.
but I did go with the Bills.
I think that's perfectly fine. I love the Bills a lot more than the Patriots.
Part of that is just because
And
I agree.
And I still think the Bills can go the distance.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they can make up that win.
To be fair, I gave them. So I went one step further and I picked their final wins losses. I
Yeah.
finished the Bills at 14-3. Technically, if they win the rest of their games, they will still finish 14-3.
Yeah.
The problem with that, I definitely think the Buccaneers have a good shot against them. I do think that they will beat the Patriots when they win again because, like I said, the Patriots beat them earlier, but it was close.
They have
I think
the
they're going to
Eagles.
want to get that win back. Then they have the Eagles, yeah. So I think that when I made my predictions, I was looking at this and I was like, they'll lose at least one game to the Buccaneers or the Bills. I gave them the win over the Patriots since they already lost to them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, they'll lose either to the Buccaneers or they'll lose to the Bills. I wasn't going to say them they're going to win both those games. That's why I gave them 14-3.
Yeah.
So I actually have them as my number one seed for the NFC, which is a
No, I think that's a great pick.
questionable now.
I don't think that's bad at all.
Okay, so then I'll do the West next. So for the West, which is currently, yeah, it's a really interesting division where it's the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. All really good teams. Chiefs have been more consistent. Really like the Chargers a lot. But for this one, I went with the Broncos.
Yeah.
And
I think
that
that's
was
fair.
a lot of that was, if I pull it up, I think I just decided that I thought the Broncos, the rest of their lineup was a little bit easier. So they already lost to the Chargers, so I predicted them beating the Chargers at the end of the division.
Mhm.
I do think they'll at least drop one game to the Chiefs. But I thought they would win out after that. So I thought they beat the Commanders, Raiders, Jaguars. And I did have them beating the Packers.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
So I have the Broncos as my number 2 seed. I'm going to skip my number 3 seed because that's my craziest pick.
Okay.
I'm going to go straight to my number 4 seed, which is in the South, and that is the Colts. So I agree with you that the Colts will win the AFC South.
Yeah.
My question is by what margin they're going to win. I think, like I said, I don't think the Jaguars are. To be honest, I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't pick the Jaguars to make the playoffs either, even though I really like them.
Yeah.
I picked with the Colts to only be the only division to come from the South. The reason I put them as my 4th seed is because they have some tough games coming up. They have the Chiefs. They can beat the Chiefs, but it's not guaranteed.
I think yeah.
And they already have they played I guess this is their only game against Chiefs. So yeah, and then they have the Seahawks who are really good, And then even like the 49ers, it's like they could probably beat the 49ers. It's not a guarantee. I picked them
You
losing
gotta
one.
believe in Daniel Jones.
I even picked them losing a game to the Jaguars to be conservative because they play them twice. So I gave, and I don't know. I think I might have had them beating the Texans twice, but I might have even factored in the Texans.
I'm sure they will.
So for all that reason, and because Daniel Jones, this is like really the only season we've ever seen where he's just like leading this team and they're like really great. It kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so now to be fair, you picked the Colts to go to the playoffs last season. They didn't.
Yeah.
But they were close.
Yeah.
Of course, that was pre-Daniel Jones. So anyway, I'm going with the Colts in the South. I for sure think they're going to win the division. I just gave them the 4th seed below my 3rd seed, which is with the AFC North. I did not pick the Steelers.
You picked the Ravens.
I did pick the Ravens too. And the way that I did it is I just looked at this lineup and I said, Ravens aren't going to lose again.
You don't think they're going to lose one more time?
Look
at this.
Now, this is a bold one to say that. But the reason that I said that is, now part of it was because it's kind of like with I kind of wanted to make a fun prediction, kind of like I did with the Bengals last year. But the Ravens, I think, can win all of these games. Now, they have to play the Steelers twice.
I think they'll lose twice.
Lose twice.
Yeah.
I think that it's fair to say that you could say that they'll lose once, but I just don't trust the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers.
Either.
They're only behind by 1 game. I really don't think the Steelers are that much better than the Ravens. You got to keep in mind the reason the Ravens have a terrible record. The main reason is because Lamar Jackson missed several games. Lamar Jackson is back. This is all assuming that Lamar Jackson does not get injured again. But I think that they're going to be motivated.
This is a lot of.
I think they cannot accept what your prediction was, which is a playoffs without the Ravens. They're just like, we cannot accept it.
Dude,
and I think it's fun because everybody's kind of like counting the Ravens out right now. So I'm going with them to win the division, and they're not even the 4th seed. I think they're going to have them finish with a 12-5 record above the Colts at 11-6.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, well, that's my prediction. And to be fair, I made that prediction before they played the Vikings. I was a little nervous. I was like, it's not a guarantee that they'll beat the Vikings. They did beat their asses. So looking good so far, Ravens.
Yeah.
Keeping me now they got the Browns tomorrow. Keep hope alive.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my crazy prediction for the
And your wild cards.
Now for the wild cards. I believe I picked the same teams you did, which is the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Chargers, except for you've had the Patriots winning the division. Oh, I guess not. So you picked, what's the team that you put in?
I had the Patriots winning their division and the Chargers winning their division.
Yeah, but who do you have in the playoffs that I don't? Oh, the Steelers. I do not have the Steelers in the playoffs. I have the Steelers collapsing and not making the playoffs. So right now, the reason I made that prediction is because I'm like, only one team. The North's not good enough, in my opinion, to have 2 teams.
Well, I agree with that.
And so, yeah, and you think it's the Steelers, not the Ravens. And so when I was looking at the Steelers' schedule, I was like, looking at this hard. They already lost the Bengals, so I do think that they'll beat the Bengals. I have them not necessarily beating the Bears.
Probably not.
Not beating the Bills. Not beating the Ravens.
I think they'll beat the Ravens.
Not beating the Lions.
The thing is,
they might win one of those Ravens games.
You make a good case, but I don't know, man. I just have this odd feeling that they might just pop off a little bit.
The Steelers.
Yeah,
I just don't think so.
I don't want them to.
Right.
I want the
Brett,
Ravens.
in particular, Brett is not a Mike Tomlin fan.
No, I am not.
Right.
There is nothing more than I would want for them you to be right.
Yeah. I know, because obviously you're pulling for the Ravens.
Yeah, but God, dude.
Now I'll admit, like whenever it was close like this, sometimes I'm kind of doing what you did not do with the Packers.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I just got to pick who I get. Kind of like with Seahawks or the Rams. Like I'm going with the Rams just because I like them more.
Yeah.
And the Ravens, it's like close enough. And also, I just think I wanted to have at least one crazy.
I hope you're right.
I wanted to have one crazy prediction, just like I did last year with the Bengals. The Bengals honestly was a longer shot, I feel, than the Ravens are for what I did, and the Bengals almost made it. So. Now I'm just like more invested in the Ravens, and now it's just fun.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Now, in terms of the way I ranked the wild card, I actually gave the Chiefs the number 5 seed, even though they're 5-4 right now.
Yeah.
That technically they would be tied with the Patriots. So the tiebreaker, I think they do play each other. Actually, they don't. The Chiefs do not play the Patriots this year. So I guess they'd have to go based on like their division wins and stuff like that. So I don't actually know what the tiebreaker was. It could very well be that the Patriots would be the number 5 seed and the Chiefs. But I gave them both the same record of a 12-5 finish. And then I had the Chargers at 11-6. I really like the Chargers. They're a little more inconsistent than the Patriots have been very consistent, and then the Chiefs have been a little inconsistent too. But I just like when I looked at their schedules, I thought the Chiefs had a little bit easier schedule than the Chargers, but I still put them in there as the seventh seed. So that's my AFC. Going to the NFC, obviously I have the Eagles winning the East.
Yep.
That's just obvious, honestly, and I have them as the number one seed. I did give them the number one seed over the Buccaneers, and the reason I did that is because the Eagles beat them already.
They're not beating them again.
Well, they're not going to play them again. So because not in the same division. And that could end up being the tiebreaker if they have the same record, which I have them both finishing at 14-3. So I do have one more loss. So for me, I have the Buccaneers not losing another game, which boy, I hope that's right. They do have the Bills and they have the Rams, so those are going to be too tough. I think they can win the rest of the games pretty without too much of a problem, but those are going to be two tough games. Eagles, they've got I think might have had them dropping it to the Bills or the Lions. I think I just said they'll probably lose at least one of those games. Could they lose to the Bears? They could. They could lose to the Chargers. Yeah. They could end up coming in with a worse record than what I'm saying, but I still gave them the number one seed. Buccaneers as the number two seed. Then I did go with the Seahawks as the number three seed. I picked the Seahawks over the Rams.
But
what?
Wild card.
Oh, yeah, of course. They'll both, Rams are in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
But I did go with the Seahawks. I really like the fact that Sam Darnold is doing really well.
I know. This is how I feel about Daniel Jones.
And I think I was just kind of, first of all, it's kind of hard to predict because they're so close. But the Seahawks versus the Rams, see, they haven't had either of their games yet. They're going to have their first game tomorrow. So that game is going to tell us a lot about which team is actually better. But I was because they haven't played each other yet, I was just kind of looking at the teams that they beat. And the Seahawks, I thought, was a little bit more impressive. They beat the Steelers, and they beat them bad. They beat them by multiple touchdowns. Mm-hmm. They lost the Buccaneers, but it was close. And then they beaten everybody else that they were supposed to. With the Rams, they had that loss in overtime to the 49ers, and I was didn't really like that. And then they lost to the Colts. So, I mean, to be fair, those are both good teams too. So it's not it really is splitting hairs. I think at a certain point, I just kind of had to pick one, and I kind of am pulling for the Seahawks a little bit more. I don't have the hatred that you have for them. Yeah, I like Matthew Stafford a lot, but I just the fact that Sam Darnold, it's not even just the Vikings. He's been cut from so many different teams.
I know.
And the Vikings is the most egregious because they were 14-3 last year. They were so freaking good with him.
They got him.
And then they just cut his ass. It's just dumb decision.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so I'm really happy that he's been doing well. But I do have the Rams as my top wild card, so it's basically just insanely close. And then my other two, I agreed with you. I did not have the Bears winning the division. I had the Lions winning the North. I actually have them as the number 4 seed. I might have skipped over that. I have the Lions winning the North, the number 4 seed. Then I have Rams as the number 5 seed wild card. 49ers as the number 6 wild card. And then I had to go, and it was basically between the Bears and the Packers, and I was I gotta go with the Bears. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
I know.
But I did pick the Bears.
Yep.
So it's very interesting that we both came to that same conclusion. Now you went higher on the Bears. You think they're gonna win the North, which is certainly possible. They're both 6-3.
Yeah.
I gave it to the Lions. Maybe I'm giving the Lions a little too much credit. Sometimes they've looked really good this season. Sometimes, they lost to the Packers, so you just never know what's gonna happen. But I feel like they're a little bit more tested, at least, than the Bears. So here's my week 1 playoffs. Bears versus Buccaneers, 49ers versus Seahawks, Rams versus Lions.
Oh, so you're getting into the bracket.
And for yours, it's Chiefs versus Chargers, Broncos. Oh, I guess that was that's the NFC. For my AFC is Broncos versus Chargers, Patriots versus Ravens, Chiefs versus Colts. For you, it's Chiefs versus Chargers, Broncos versus Patriots, Bills versus Steelers. So go ahead.
So now we're getting into who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, eventually we will.
Yeah.
But first we got to get through the bracket. So Chiefs versus Chargers.
Oh, dude. We're going Chargers.
Okay. Going for the Chargers to eliminate the Chiefs.
Chiefs out first round.
Okay. I like it. Broncos versus Patriots.
You know what, dude? I think it's going to be an upset, and the Broncos are going to be the Patriots.
Wow. Honestly, I kind of think I'd rather see that. And then the Bills versus the Steelers.
Bills are going to.
Come on. Okay. So
I think the Patriots are going to strut their way in there.
Yeah,
and what's his name?
Drake May, the quarterback?
No. Oh, well, yeah, he's quarterback for Patriots. I mean, for the Broncos.
Oh, yeah. What is that guy's name?
I cannot remember off the top of my head.
I know. I can see his face.
Yo, yeah, I can.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. There's something about Bo Nix. He's just like, dude, he's like,
You trust him more than Drake May.
for sure.
Okay.
Bo Nix is like, I think he literally is like an embodiment of a wild card. Like he is just,
Yeah, that's fair.
he is just, dude, sometimes I feel like he's like, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God, Bo Nix is popping off.
Okay. Love it. So that's your week 1. So that will leave for week 2. Your games will be Colts versus Broncos and Bills versus Chargers. Pick your wins.
So where are we at right now?
We're down here. So you've eliminated the Chiefs, the Steelers, and the Patriots.
And this is just in the
This is your playoffs. for
AFC.
Yeah. So this is week 2 of the playoffs. You have Colts versus Broncos, Bills, and Chargers.
Battle of the Horses.
I know. Apropos.
Dude, I have to believe in Daniel Jones.
Okay.
It's gotta be there. It's gotta be there.
Colts versus the Broncos, Bills versus Chargers. So
This might be one of the toughest ones.
yeah,
God, dude, this is a tough one.
that is tough.
Oh man,
They might both have the same record right now.
God.
I think the Chargers haven't had their bye week yet, so they're 7-3, and the Bills are 6-3.
I gotta go Bills.
Okay.
Damn.
Josh Allen coming through yet again.
But I let the record show.
Okay.
Let me say this one thing. There is no coach I'd rather win the Super Bowl than that Harbaugh brother.
Yeah. I forget whether it's John or Jim. I think it's John.
Dude, if they go all the way, there is nobody I'd want to see more, like coach wise, win a Super Bowl.
Then him.
Like, I don't want to see what's his name, the Lions coach, win a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, get him out of here.
Okay. So for your AFC Championship, one making it to the Super Bowl, Colts versus Bills.
Yeah, this is disaster. This is really where I have to.
God.
I've got to really take this into consideration.
Dude, just take the swing. Just go with the Colts.
Dude,
No,
it's
I'm
like,
kidding. Go with what you want.
it's like,
I took the big swing.
it's like, dude. I mean, the Colts are so good this year. It's insane. It's magical to see Daniel Jones
I know it.
on this kick. But it's like,
Will the kick make it all the way to the AFC Championship?
yeah, it's like, is Zagreus going to be Hades on this run? And the Hades is the Bills.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude, I don't know. This reminds me of like Jaden Daniels last season, like going all the way, and they're nuts.
No, I feel like no one predicted them to go as far as they did.
And then it's like reality kicks in.
Yeah, reality did kick in.
And it knocks them down.
Yeah.
And oh man, it is.
Is reality gonna kick in?
Is it gonna kick in,
That's the question.
or will Josh Allen
Blow it again.
blow it again?
Yeah.
He tends to do so.
Specifically against the Chiefs, though. And in your situation, the Chiefs don't even make it. So, well, no, they lose the Chargers the first round.
Yeah.
So it's like the field is clear for him to finally not blow it.
And I know that this is a little different, but they just lost the Dolphins. It's kind of, I know that that's not a factor in your case.
Right. Well, yeah. I didn't factor that in because I didn't think it was possible.
Who are the 2 losses the Colts have lost to?
I just wanted to see if they've played the Dolphins.
The Colts have lost.
Colts played the Dolphins and beat them by 25.
The Colts have lost to the Rams.
They lost to the Rams and they lost to the to the Steelers. They don't like that Steelers loss as much. But I mean, compared to losing to the Dolphins, it's way more understandable. Yeah. And the Bills, they lost to lose to the Falcons also?
That is just unacceptable.
They lost to the Dolphins, they lost to the Falcons.
Bro. And not even Kirk Cousins Falcons.
No, I don't even know who that is that's playing for the Falcons right now.
I don't know either.
They're just like an afterthought. Those are definitely worse losses. Whoops. Worse losses than the Colts have suffered so far.
Jeez, man. A tough call.
It is a tough call.
I'm going Colts.
Okay, Colts Super Bowl, baby.
I'm going Colts to make it
Is
to
it
the
Peyton
Super Bowl.
Manning last time they were in the Super Bowl?
Dude.
Okay, so I'm gonna put your Super Bowl hit the bottom. Super
If
Bowl.
I'm right, this is the greatest prediction list ever.
Colts. Yeah. Oh yeah. Colts Super Bowl Colts versus question mark. Okay, we'll do your NFC bracket in a second, but first let's do my AFC bracket.
Okay. I know who's going to the Super Bowl.
For me,
Yeah.
who do you think I've
It's
had
got to
going
be
to the Super
Bills.
Bowl? Okay, good prediction. For week one, here I won't show it to you so you don't see it. I have the Broncos versus the Chargers. I have the Patriots versus the Ravens, and I have the Chiefs versus the Colts. The reason that the Bills aren't in there is because I have them as the number one seed. So the Bills are like automatically in week two on my layup, which maybe I wouldn't say now that they lost the Dolphins, but whatever, it's already done. So for the Broncos versus the Chargers, I went with the Broncos. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. That is
Didn't you do
despicable.
the same thing? No, you gave.
I gave the Chargers.
Oh, that wasn't a game for you. So you had the Broncos losing to the Colts.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I did go the Broncos over the Chargers. They have a better record right now. I kind of agree with you a little bit about Bo Nix, I guess. It was what made
I know. He really
he
can't
is
pop
awkward.
off.
I certainly think the Chargers could win that game, but I went with the
Bo
Broncos.
Nix, pardon this if this offends anybody that is watching, but I feel like Bo Nix is kind of like a great value Baker Mayfield.
Oh, I could see that. I mean, he's young, so he could end up being
Yeah.
really great. But it's,
But like still phenomenal.
Yeah.
But in like that kind of crazy like
yeah, that is true. Like if you
Baker's
catch
on the low, ooh, kind of rough.
Right.
But Baker on the high,
Honestly, I feel like Baker on the high might be the best.
that's a great that's a great take.
Like
It's
like,
unreal.
if he comes in and he's just like, no, I'm winning this.
It's insane.
That it is like disturbing. Okay, then I have the Patriots versus the Ravens.
You're going Ravens.
Oh, I'm going Ravens,
This
baby.
is crazy.
Drake May kicked out the
This is your Bengals pipe dream from last year.
Yes, that's exactly
oh
what
my
it
God,
is.
dude.
And then I have the Chiefs versus the Colts. I went Chiefs.
Oh my God.
The Colts feeling basically all the dream teams, the Chargers. They got John Harbaugh. They were terrible 2 years ago. Last year they made it.
You were devoid of fun.
The dreams were crushed, and they're gonna get crushed against the Broncos. Patriots, first time in years and years that we've been talking about them.
You're proving me right. This is a horrible season.
Patriots, they're just like, this is our finally. Maybe we'll be able to beat the Bills, and maybe we'll be relevant again. Eliminated by the Ravens, and then the Chiefs versus the Colts. The Colts, the ultimate dream team. They're just like, they came out of nowhere. Nobody predicted them. Daniel Jones is just out as just. Everybody thought he was just a joke except for Brett Fox, and now here he is, 8-2, and he's just gonna have his dreams smashed by the Chiefs because the Chiefs just are the destroyer of dreams.
No, dude, I think dreams will prevail.
So that's my week one. So week two, that sets up the Chiefs versus the Bills, the matchup of the century. And then the Broncos versus the Ravens. Chiefs versus Bills. We know for a fact that the Bills can't beat the Chiefs because we've seen it many times in the playoffs. So the Chiefs
Oh my
are going to the championship game once again.
This is the worst list ever.
The Chiefs. How could you possibly pick the Bills?
I know.
They played the
there's
Chiefs
no way.
1,000 times in the playoffs, and they always lose.
There's no way they could lose again.
They will lose again. I'm telling you right
They
now.
can't. They cannot lose another time.
And then the Broncos versus the Ravens.
You went Ravens.
As Bo Nix crushed the dreams of the Chargers, I'm going with the Ravens crushing the dreams of Bo
This
Nix.
is an insane pipe dream.
And then we have a rematch of the 2023 championship, the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Now, obviously, the Ravens have choked many times in the playoffs and against the Chiefs in particular. But after
both these are insane.
Both of these, the Ravens being completely written off. They lost.
This is the exact same spiel you gave last year.
They lost Lamar Jackson. Everybody thought that the season was over. Even I kind of thought the season was over. And then they went on this unbelievable winning streak. Didn't lose another game in the regular season. Got into the playoffs. Had to fight their way through the playoffs. Crushed the dreams of the Patriots. Crushed the dreams of the Broncos. And the Chiefs have not looked as good as they have in past seasons. I'm going with the Ravens to make it to the Super Bowl.
That's insane. That is insane. That's insanity.
The Ravens, 12-5, going to the Super Bowl.
I would lose my mind if that happens.
Yes, thank you.
But
I would lose my mind if honestly, if you're right, if Daniel Jones made it to the Super Bowl.
That is insane.
Honestly, I think both of our predictions are pretty wild.
Yeah.
I like that we didn't go with the Chiefs and we didn't go with the Bills. We went with new blood.
Yeah. God, dude.
I know it's a
If the Ravens can make it,
yeah, I know it's a long shot, but how fun would that be?
and the Ravens beating the Chiefs in the
It
playoffs.
would be people would speak of this season for the of the history of time. It would be like when the Giants
But
beat
but
the
you say the
what was
Bills
their
can't,
name?
dude. The Ravens can't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Oh, I think you might be wrong.
See, that's how I feel about the Bills. I think the Bills would beat them this time, maybe.
Well, hey, if that happens, then it would be the Bills versus the Ravens. It'd be
A
a
rematch.
rematch of last year, and the Bills won that game. Ravens are going to be out for revenge, baby. This is it. Okay, so that's my bracket picks.
Ravens to the Super Bowl.
So the NFC bracket. Here's your NFC bracket for week 1.
Oh, I've got to do this
Yeah,
now.
you got to do NFC.
Oh, Jesus
Got the
Christ.
Rams versus the 49ers. Probably a game that we've so far the 49ers have beaten the Rams, and then the Rams this week just absolutely decimated the 49ers, as I knew they would. So they've each got to win. Lions versus the Bears. That's going to be an interesting prediction. And the Eagles versus the Seahawks. Let's hear your wins and losses.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yes,
Puka Nacua is going to run all over these 49ers. He's going to make Matthew McCaffrey seem slow.
I agree 100%.
And then
I love that prediction.
um
They don't even know who their quarterback is over there. Just get them out of here.
who do you think would win in a fight, a lion or a bear?
Probably fair. However, if I'm not mistaken, I just want to remind you, if we take a look over here at the NFC North, the Bears did in fact face the Lions, I believe. And how did that turn out for the Bears?
See, this is what you don't this is what you don't understand.
Okay. Well, no one knows this division better than you. So
Let me paint you a picture.
please.
See, the lion
Yes.
is quick,
Right.
fast.
Very fast.
So they may stumble
Yeah.
like against the Packers, but they're direct.
Right.
A bear, at the beginning of the season, maybe it's still hibernating a little bit. And guess what? Now the bear is pissed off.
Cocaine bear.
Dude,
So you're just picking the Bears against them.
I'm going the fucking Bears, dude.
That's amazing. Now, I'll
I'm
tell you
going
this.
the Bears, and not only am I saying the Bears because I like the Bears better than the Lions.
Yeah.
I think they've got it.
Here's another thing. Here's what I will tell you. This is one of the
The Bears are an explosive team.
Yeah, they are. We saw them explode on the who was it that they I think it was the Giants. They did they literally got that Giants guy fired
Yeah.
because they came back so bad on him. Here's one of the wisest things I've ever heard from anybody talking about the NFL. It was from John Scoggins.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
He told me this when I was a young lad.
Yeah.
He said, "You cannot beat the same team 3 times in a row
No, you can't.
in one season." And so, especially if the Lions beat the Bears
Unless you're
again,
Tom Brady.
Okay, unless you're Tom Brady. Especially if because the Lions are going to play the Bears again. They got them right before the playoffs. If the Lions win that game, then I 100% agree with you. The Bears are going to beat them in the playoffs.
Dude.
But
I
don't know if that's going to happen or not.
believe the thing is with Daniel Jones, let me sidetrack for a second.
Please.
Believing in Daniel Jones isn't that hard to do.
Yeah.
They're 8-2.
Right.
Like out of nowhere.
Basically tied with the best record.
Yeah. Out of nowhere explosiveness.
Right.
They're like just phenomenal. Like it's not hard to believe that not only will they make the playoffs, but they might go pretty far
To the Super Bowl for you.
I'm saying Super Bowl, but even believing that they can make it through week 1, maybe week 2, I feel like is likely.
Sure.
Could be likely. But the thing is, I believe in Caleb Williams like I believe in Daniel Jones.
Okay.
I just think he is so underrated.
He is definitely underrated.
He's got it, man. He's got it. Sometimes whenever you watch Jordan Love, you're like, oh, maybe he's got it.
He's having a good night, yeah.
And then sometimes you watch Jordan Love and you're
Looks like trash.
absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, man,
Always
Bro.
look good.
dude, I think he's starting to look better.
That even whenever Love's on his best.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely more consistent. I agree with you on
They're
that.
definitely more consistent. It's just, I don't know what it is, but he does got something.
Yeah. And the Bears, I do think they're going to have momentum on their side too, because I don't think anybody expected the Bears to be this good this season. I don't think anybody would have expected. I certainly didn't expect them to be better than the Packers. And now they're tied with the Lions. They got destroyed by the Lions earlier, but like you said, maybe they were still hibernating then.
Yeah, exactly. Dude.
That's going to be very interesting to see. Okay, so going with the Bears. I like that prediction. Eagles versus Seahawks. I'm very curious to see what you think here because you hate the Seahawks, but you also don't like the Eagles.
This is a tough one.
But you do like the quarterbacks of both teams.
Yes, I do love Jalen Hurts and I do love Sam Darnold.
Eagles are obviously the defending Super Bowl champions.
This is a little bit, yeah, this is a tough one. Because the thing is,
have they played each other? Let's take a look at that.
I think maybe overall I've seen the Seahawks perform better this season.
Yeah.
The thing is,
lately in particular, they're looking very good. I don't think they've played the Seahawks.
The Eagles are just so, it's almost like the Eagles adapted that Chief strategy.
Yes. Where you just like barely win.
Just
put enough effort to win. It's like,
yeah. Like it's just this meticulous game of as long as we just win by 1 or 2, we're good.
Right. Seahawks have also only lost, I believe they lost to the Buccaneers, which
really a reasonable loss.
Really great team. Granted, the Eagles beat the Buccaneers. Then they lost to the 49ers, but division rivals, sometimes, that happens. Eagles lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
Granted, that was Jackson Dart's first game. But still a little bit of a question mark. Also lost to the Broncos. Good team, too.
Yeah, very good team.
The Giants, I guess, is kind of like the more questionable loss, but it was Jackson Dart's first game. They didn't really know what because I guess they went in there thinking maybe they were going against Russell Wilson. Their grandmother could beat Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It is a tough one.
I think I'm gonna have to go Eagles.
Okay. Well, I think that's not a bad prediction also just because, Sam Darnold did kind of collapse in the playoffs last year. Of course, we've seen the Eagles collapse in the playoffs as well.
Many times.
Last year they did not. Okay, so that leaves the Buccaneers, the Rams, the Bears, and the Eagles. So basically your prediction is that all the wild cards will be eliminated in week 1. So that leaves just the division leaders. So that means we'll have the Buccaneers versus the Eagles again, and the Rams versus the Bears.
I got to go Bucks, dude. I don't think
I think that's fair because they lost to the Eagles earlier this season, but it was close.
I just don't think the Eagles are performing well enough, and I just know if Baker is here, if he is in week 2, there is no way.
Wow. The Eagles will beat him. You think maybe a better team could take him?
Maybe.
But not the Eagles.
But the Eagles, I don't know, man. They're just...
Well, I got to tell you, Saquon has been nowhere near as good this year as he was last year.
No.
As also the Eagles, they better enjoy that tush push while they can because I agree.
It's gone.
There's no way it makes it to the next season. No. And then... I don't really know what's going on, but I keep hearing all this drama with AJ Brown, not being happy.
I don't know.
He's
it's a bummer because I think he's great.
He's not getting the ball that much, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a fair prediction. And then the Rams versus the Bears. Oh boy, the old standby versus the up and comer.
Yeah, this is a rough one because I do think, God, man, this is a really tough one. Because I do think against the Lions, obviously Jared Goff is good.
Oh yeah.
But in the long game of everything they've accomplished, Matthew Stafford obliterates Jared Goff.
Okay. Well, Matthew Stafford's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford is a mastermind.
I can't believe he's also just been doing it for so long. I can't believe he's still this good at his age.
He's phenomenal, dude. And
I agree. I think that the Rams are a huge threat in the playoffs. Because, the thing about what Matthew Stafford has, he has experience.
Dude, he's so good.
He knows and the Eagles, to be fair, they both know what it feels like to win a Super Bowl. And the rest of these teams don't really.
Yeah.
49ers have done it, but not recently.
I just think, I hate to say it, but I've got to go Rams.
Going with the Rams over the Bears.
Honestly,
it's still a huge win of a season if the Bears even make it this far.
I would like the Bears to win that game. If I was watching that game, I'd be pulling for Caleb Williams.
That is very interesting.
As a Packers fan, it's kind of hard to hate the Bears when the Bears have never beaten you in your lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
the reason that they're rivals is from before you were born.
Yeah, so I don't have much hatred for the Bears in my heart.
You have more hatred for the Vikings and the Lions.
Yeah,
and also the Seahawks. I guess the Seahawks have replaced the Bears for you in your hatred.
Yeah.
They had the Fail Mary.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so that means for the NFC Championship for you, it is the Rams versus the Buccaneers. That would be a freaking banger of a game, no doubt about it.
Well, let me tell you what.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
You think Baker Mayfield's locking in?
I think there is I think there is a 0% chance that Baker Mayfield will lose this game.
If he makes
I
the
think
NFC
if this
Championship.
game happens, I think it could be the score could be 50 points to 7.
My God, against Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Do you
I
think Baker
think-
Mayfield's just gonna play like he's never
I
played?
think Baker Mayfield will have more yards in this game than Saquon did in the whole season.
Just him running.
Just Baker Mayfield running.
You're talking about Saquon this season, not last season.
Yeah.
Because last season he had like 2,000 yards.
Baker Mayfield, dude, it's unbelievable. And
I know what you mean.
I cannot see a game. Maybe I've predicted this all correctly until this point, which would be the funniest thing ever
That would be
to come back to this.
Yeah.
But I just cannot imagine like the Buccaneers making it to the Rams, which the Rams are phenomenal.
Yes, they are.
Phenomenal. Dude, Baker, dude.
Sorry.
Destruction.
Nah, destruction. So that means for the Super Bowl, you'll have the Colts versus the Buccaneers.
Yep. Maybe the greatest Super Bowl of all time.
Daniel Jones versus Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. The random star that probably deserves it versus the star that's deserved it the longest.
Yeah, that's interesting way of putting it. An underdog Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, well, don't say your win yet. I'll go through the NFC, and then we will have our Super Bowl winners. Okay, so for my Week 1 bracket for the NFC, I have the Bears versus the Buccaneers.
Rip.
I have the 49ers versus the Seahawks.
Oh,
I have
interesting.
the Rams versus the Lions. Matthew Stafford versus his old team.
Come on, man.
Buccaneers destroy the Bears. I'm sorry. I
No.
like the Bears fine, but come on. Baker Mayfield, if he gets it this far,
I agree.
he's going to eat the Bears alive.
I would agree.
Seahawks destroy the 49ers. No, they might as
I
well
love
not
that.
even. They might as well not even show up to that game.
Yeah,
The
agree.
Seahawks, they lost to the 49ers in like their first game of the season. They're going to destroy the 49ers next time they play them, just like the Rams did.
I bet if that game happens, they'll take Purdy out and put Mac Jones back in.
I don't even know if Purdy will make it that far.
Maybe you're right.
And then, but I do think that's a problem that is going to rear its head. Like I said, I think they're going to make it to the playoffs. I think they will one and done in the playoffs this year for the 49ers. And then the Rams versus the Lions, which that's a good one. But come on, the Lions, they choke every year in the playoffs.
Yep.
We got to go on the Rams.
There we go.
This man has won a Super Bowl.
Matthew Stafford
And
is the guy.
he gets his opportunity to get revenge on the team that cut his ass.
Dude, he's awesome. He's
So,
awesome.
I'm going with the Rams. So you're liking my predictions for the NFC a lot better than the AFC, it sounds like. Week 2, I have the Rams versus the Eagles, who has my number 1 seed, and then the Buccaneers versus the Seahawks.
Oh, man.
So for the Rams versus the Eagles,
Come on, man.
of course I'm going with Matthew Stafford.
There we go.
So I
There we
go
go.
with the Rams to make it to the championship game.
Jalen Hurts. I'm higher on Jalen Hurts than you,
Oh yeah, definitely.
but I think he's phenomenal. But he's not Matthew.
He's not Stafford.
He's not Matthew.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. And then the Buccaneers versus the Seahawks, really good. This might be the toughest one in my playoffs to predict.
Come on.
And I
Don't.
love both teams,
Oh,
but I did go with the Seahawks.
my God.
Baker Mayfield, he makes it
Devastation.
to this stage all the time, and then he gets screwed. Now, I will say, it's Sam Darnold who collapsed in the playoffs last season, so it's definitely possible for that.
If
to
this
be
game
wrong.
happens and the Seahawks win, I will be crying.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm at, I'll be upset.
And I believe the Buccaneers have already beaten the Seahawks. Let me see. Let me look at that because that's huge. Buccaneers beat the Seahawks 38-35 over the season. So if you want to say Buccaneers are going to get their win back, that's certainly possible as well. But I think I was just kind of like looking at it in terms of the story of the season to a degree. Like this is Sam Darnold's first year with the Seahawks. He's been cut from so many
That's
teams.
absolutely dangerous.
He was cut from Minnesota because he collapsed in the playoffs. So I just feel like this season he's going to be even more motivated to do better.
Yeah.
Now, I would not fault you for picking Buccaneers in that game, but I went with the Seahawks for this one, which sets up the Rams versus the Seahawks, division rivals. They will have already played 2 games this year. I don't think they've played each other yet at all. So it's like really hard to predict. Like that, we're going to be getting a lot of Rams Seahawks based on my predictions. Yeah, because they have the Rams tomorrow, and then they play them again later on in the season, and then they would, in my lineup, play them again in the championship game.
Come on.
And remember, I picked the Seahawks above the Rams in the division.
But
Seahawks winning the division, Rams are number 1 in the wild card.
But
when you get this far
is different.
This is a man that has been to the Super Bowl
Yes, it is.
won a Super Bowl.
Yes, it is.
And Sam Darnold did not perform well in the playoffs last year. I think it's going to catch up with him. I went with the Rams thinking.
And he has Puka Nacua.
And he has Puka Nacua. So
Puka
I have
Nacua is a Super Bowl player.
my Super Bowl is Ravens versus Rams.
God. That is a god tier Super Bowl as well.
It
We both have 2 top tier Super Bowls.
Yeah, both of them would be highly entertaining. No question about it.
Yeah. Man. Wow, that's a really good Super Bowl.
Yeah. But okay, so I pulled up your predictions from last year. You did do Bills Lions, but you actually did pick the Lions
To win the Super
to
Bowl.
win the Super Bowl last
Wow.
year. And I did Chiefs
Chiefs,
Lions,
Lions.
and I picked the Lions as well. Both of us were wrong.
Thank God.
I did get at least one team right.
Yeah.
You got both teams wrong.
Well, damn.
And so for the playoffs, I picked Bills, Texans, Chiefs, Ravens, all of which made it, I believe. Chargers, Steelers, Bengals. Bengals obviously did not make it.
Yeah.
But I think the Chargers and the Steelers both made it and lost very quickly. And then for the NFC, I picked...
I think there's a fat chance both of our picks are wrong this year.
Oh, yeah. Very, very easily. Honestly, I think, like I said, I think last year's was easier to predict.
Yeah.
Then I picked Lions. I actually picked the Commanders to win the East, which they didn't. The Eagles did. But then the Commanders did make it further than people expected.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
going to take a little bit of a win there. And I picked the Buccaneers, of course. And then I picked the Cardinals in the West. That did not happen.
No.
It was the Rams.
I think so, yeah.
And then I picked into the wild card, I picked the Packers, Vikings, and Eagles. They did all make the playoffs, but Packers and Vikings lost very quickly, and then the Eagles won. I definitely did not pick the Eagles I thought the Eagles were going to... Well, actually, I picked the Eagles making it to the second round of the bracket and losing to the Packers. That was wishful thinking. Okay, and then, yes, Chiefs Lions was my prediction. So for you, you picked Bills Colts, who did not make it.
Wow.
Chiefs, Steelers, which you were wrong about the Steelers. No, so that's the other one with the Steelers. You picked the Steelers and then you
got a good point.
Yeah, you still had the Ravens in the wild card. And then the Texans and the Chargers. So I think you were mostly right on that, except for the Colts didn't make it, and then the Ravens were above the Steelers.
Yeah.
And then you picked Lions, Eagles, Buccaneers. You were with me with the Cardinals. I think that was wishful thinking on both our parts. And then Packers, you picked the 49ers, which did not make it to the playoffs last year. And the Falcons was your number 7 seed.
Yeah, but...
With Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins
Didn't pan out.
sways me.
Yeah, it didn't pan out. But all that's left then is our Super Bowl picks this time. For you, Colts versus Buccaneers. For me, Rams versus Ravens. Who are you going to pick?
Man, that's a tough one. I think it's got to come down. You got Daniel Jones, a star in the making.
In the making.
Comes in, was cut from just thrown away like garbage.
I wonder what the Colts even got for him.
And now he's kind of like in this major spotlight. The pressure is on.
That is true.
And he's 8-2 right now.
Yeah.
Coming all the way through here.
Yeah.
Like a steam truck.
Right.
And he's that guy. He's pretty good. And I think, if he can make it this far just as is, and can do it consistently.
Right. He's been consistent so far.
Maybe can start becoming a top pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See how
I just have this insane Daniel Jones faith. And I think that steam truck is gonna get sidelined
by Baker Mayfield.
I think that it's gonna get T-boned in the intersection by Baker Mayfield.
You think it's gonna be coming in hot?
Because let me tell you this. As
a little too hot.
As the little violent for a Daniel Jones story, that is nothing compared to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield jumped around from team to team to team.
First of all, it started with the Browns.
Yeah, then cut from the Panthers, dude. Cut from the
Browns.
And the Browns. Dude, insane. Nobody believed
similar to Sam Darnold.
Nobody believed in Baker Mayfield. Not even remotely close. So then he shows us stuff. and the Buccaneers were like, you know what, we'll take you. I'm telling you right
After
now,
Tom Brady had a huge shoes to fill.
exactly. I'm telling you right now, if Daniel Jones is an unstoppable train, we've got an unstoppable wall.
Okay. And so that means that it's the Buccaneers, which is not unbelievable. It was what, 2021 they won the Super Bowl? It's like,
Yeah,
could happen.
I think this has got to be it. I think
that's a safe pick.
I think
Or not
also-
safe pick, but good pick.
I think also this is an incredibly unpredictable year.
Yes, definitely.
And
Which
you
is why
have,
some of our picks have been pretty crazy.
and why you have like so many injuries, so many
Yes.
things.
And an injury could pop up and totally screw up our predictions.
Exactly. I think there's so many injuries, there's so many different like very like wild cardy type things happening right now where the variables are off the charts.
Right.
And tell me one person that wouldn't thrive in that environment.
Mm.
Baker Mayfield, he is the embodiment
the chaos.
of he is chaos.
He's like Walter White.
There is nobody that plays like in more of a wild setting than Baker Mayfield.
That's true.
That dude, again, whenever he's on a low, not great.
Right.
But when he's on the high, there is nothing stopping him.
Yeah. All that's standing in his way is little Daniel Jones.
And bro,
It's not gonna be enough.
he's gonna what's his name? AJ Brown Spartan kick him in the chest.
Oh, it was. I don't think it was AJ Brown. It was that other guy. It was this. I forget his name.
Brown, it's something Brown.
It was Brown. Yeah, I don't think it was AJ Brown. It was.
I mean, phenomenal player before CTE.
Yeah, he kind of lost his mind. Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, my
Yeah,
bad, my bad.
Yeah, he kind of lost his
CTE.
mind a little with that CT. Okay, so there you have it. The Buccaneers over the Colts. Either way, I mean,
That's a gotcha Super Bowl.
that's a great Super Bowl. For me, it's the Ravens versus the Rams.
Yeah.
And
this is going to be an interesting one.
It's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, the Rams have proven that they can do it at this level. Matthew Stafford won the Super Bowl with them. What was it, like 4 years ago whenever they did that?
Yeah.
Very impressive. He consistently overperforms expectations, whereas the Ravens consistently underperform expectations.
Yeah.
Last year, people were not picking the Rams to really go that far in the playoffs. Was it them that eliminated the Lions?
No, that was the Commanders.
Okay, that's right. The Rams eliminated somebody as well.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
It might be the Vikings.
Maybe it was the Vikings.
But the Rams consistently overperformed. No one, I'm sure, picked them for that Super Bowl when they won either. And that was like during the oh my goodness, the Chiefs like run of like dominance.
Yeah.
But they interrupted that run and won the Super Bowl. With all that said, I'm picking the Ravens.
Yeah. I had a feeling.
The Ravens are now everything that
This
history,
is such the Bengals pick.
Yeah, and I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Everything that history would tell you should tell you that the Rams should defeat the Ravens, and it probably wouldn't even be particularly close.
Yeah.
Because the Ravens, even though they have Lamar Jackson, multiple-time MVP winner, really honestly, I kind of argue think he should have won the MVP last year as well. Even though they did get destroyed by the Bills in the playoffs, but they have been consistently chokers in the playoffs. Even this season, whenever that first week against the Bills, they were beating the Bills in that week 1 game like they were just young children. It was embarrassing to see. And then the Bills came back and still beat their asses.
And in one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. And still, the Ravens continue to underperform and be, quite frankly, never as good as they should be based on all the talent that they have.
I'd also like to quickly say,
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, defeated by Jameis Winston last year.
That is a fact, and it was a glorious day.
And a wonderful day.
It wasn't as good as the Snow game where they beat the Steelers, but
No.
it's still pretty great. That is true. Hey, maybe Jameis Winston is going to come in with the Giants and he's going to play the whole rest of the season and he's going to destroy everybody he comes in his path. That would be my number one pick.
That would be my number one pick.
If I could pick anything.
If they could win every game and that would somehow get them into they're 2-8.
Right. I think they would have to win every game. The Eagles have to collapse.
Yeah. If that could happen,
impossible.
That is the greatest outcome of the season.
Correct. And in that case, I'm going to just remove everything I'm saying and I'm going to Jameis Winston Super Bowl all the way.
Yeah.
But
Same.
when the situation that we're in, I think the Ravens is as close to being a ridiculous pick as could actually happen.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I'm going with the Ravens. I mean, if you think about it, they've been so consistently underperforming. Surely, eventually,
You'd think so.
they are going to
You
actually
sure would think so.
meet. And wouldn't it be poetic if the year they finally did it was the year where everybody thought that they didn't have a chance?
Yep.
And
It's
so
a great point.
For that reason, I am going for the Ravens with Lamar Jackson finally getting that Super Bowl win. We know that the Ravens as an organization can win Super Bowls. It's been a long time since it's happened. I think this is the year it's going to happen, Ravens over the Rams.
Man, that is crazy.
Yeah. Brett doesn't even have them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
I have them winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So who's right, ladies and gentlemen? We'll find out
Yeah.
in a few months.
I don't know. Yeah. Both, I think your picks seem like two teams that could actually end up in the Super Bowl.
Ravens, Rams. Yeah, you think yours is a longer shot? I think it's fair.
I think that.
I mean, the Buccaneers are really good.
I think, in theory, yours is a longer shot.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think, honestly.
With the Ravens.
Yeah, right.
But whenever you say, like.
On paper, it's definitely a longer shot.
On like, whenever
They
you
literally
just,
have half the wins that the Colts do right now.
But, like, if you were to just say last year, not this year, last year, you say Ravens, Rams, Super Bowl.
Right.
That doesn't sound ridiculous at all.
No.
This year, Ravens, the Super Bowl, sounds kind of ridiculous.
No one is making that prediction.
Exactly. But
Now, I think plenty of people think the Rams can make the Super Bowl, I think.
But if you said last year, Buccaneers, Colts, Super Bowl.
They'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about? And if I said it this year, you'd still kind of be like, that's
pushing it.
pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, people, in terms of, like, who people are, like, actually picking, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, but I think people probably think the Eagles could make it to the Super Bowl again.
This just...
I think people are picking the Seahawks and the Rams as contenders as well.
I can see that.
Honestly, the Rams are me picking the Rams is really not that big of a stretch. It's the Ravens.
I completely agree.
On the AFC side, it's a little bit harder to predict because I think a lot of people kind of expected it to be Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, like it always usually is, and this year, really, none of them have been as good as they're supposed to be.
That's kind of why now saying that it's going to be a Buccaneers Colts Super Bowl is a pretty insane statement. I will acknowledge, but. I've said it earlier, but this year is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
So many teams have overperformed, underperformed, an insane amount of injuries. The second you think the Giants are about to start back up.
Oh, I when they beat the Eagles, I was like, these guys are for real. And then they have
now Dart is a pushover.
And they got Jameis Winston.
And
fired their coach.
Yeah, fired their coach. Scatterboo immediately out.
Insane. That's right.
Insane injury.
That was a really shame. And then the choking against the Bears in that game.
Maybe this year could be the year.
Broncos.
Maybe this year could be Joe Burrow's year. I literally.
Yeah, at the beginning of this.
At the beginning of the year, I said, it could be Joe Burrow's year. And then we've got turf toe.
Yep.
And that's it. And it's so unpredictable. And it's especially weird because you have teams like the Chiefs, 5-4.
Right.
And then you have the Bills losing to the Dolphins. It's like...
You never expect it to happen.
And so that's why I don't feel as bad.
Picking a crazier pick.
I
like that.
Where this seems like one of those seasons where a kind of an underdog can slip through the cracks.
Right.
Like when we had that, like, every once in a while you'll get a Super Bowl where it's like, whoa, two random kind of teams have made it here.
I kind of felt that way a few years ago when the Rams made it.
Yeah, or even if just one slips through or something where you're kind of like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. Almost kind of like, I know it was an insane year, and I'm honestly not like a big fan of him, but like the crazy Cam Newton year.
Oh yeah, the Panthers. It was awesome.
Yeah, seeing him go to Super Bowl and stuff like that, and then smacked down by a hefty dose of reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the
Broncos.
Of the full force of Peyton Manning's forehead brought down upon Cam Newton.
Brutal game.
Yeah, it was one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever watched.
I remember watching it.
Not because it just wasn't entertaining.
Yeah.
The Broncos just sucked.
Right. Kind of like this last one where the Eagles just absolutely annihilated the Chiefs in a humiliating fashion. That was brutal.
Yeah, it just seems like this could be one of those years where some team like the Colts, Buccaneers, I don't think is as crazy as the Colts.
No, they consistently make the playoffs.
Yeah, but
don't go
late playoffs
right
is a little.
Whereas
is
the
a lot
Colts,
more.
I don't even remember the last time the Colts made in the playoffs.
Yeah, probably Peyton Manning.
And
But-
they definitely, certainly they're going to make the playoffs. Obviously,
Yeah,
can they go all the way?
I hope
We'll
Andrew
see.
Luck is sitting at home with a smile on his face, which I'm sure he is.
Yeah, of course, like always.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, hopefully now it's interesting. Before we made this podcast, you were like, I don't know, I'm not as into the NFL this year as I was last year. But for me, particularly after like making the predictions, it's kind of like makes you more interested in it.
That's
it's like
true.
just
That's true.
just to see if you're right. And like
Yeah.
I was like so invested in every Bengals game after we did our podcast because I was
That's true.
like, because every single one
I know.
mattered. And I kind of feel that way about the Ravens now because remember, I have the Ravens not losing another game.
Yeah, that's insane.
So every single Ravens game for me, it is on. We are. This is balls to the wall. Very
Yeah,
important.
That would be, and I would love that if we got a Lamar Jackson Super Bowl
Against Matthew Stafford
against anyone.
or Baker Mayfield.
Lamar Jackson winning a Super Bowl
To be
has to be the most deserved thing imaginable.
That's right.
He is a Super Bowl winner.
And I feel like this is his best chance because the Bills are not as good as what they're supposed to be. The Chiefs are not as good as they have been in the past. If there was ever a season for the Ravens to, and granted, they haven't been as good as they're supposed to be either.
That's the problem.
But that is the problem. But if they can somehow break through the pack, and part of it is the way that my bracket worked out, where now I do have to have them get past the Chiefs, which is,
that's a rough one.
That's a rough one. But before that, I have them against the Patriots. Patriots, a new team. I definitely think, like, even if the Patriots just make it that far in the playoffs, obviously it's like a win for them because they were just such a joke for the last several years. And then I have them beating the Broncos. It's like beatable teams. So it's really only the Chiefs that I have where it's just like, okay, well, that's pushing it. But the reason I said it is because, first of all, it's fun. Second of all, if there was ever going to be you would think eventually Lamar Jackson is going to find success.
I know.
And this would be.
That's how I feel about Josh Allen too. But I think.
Yeah, but he just lost to the Dolphins.
I know. and Lamar Jackson's out here losing to Jameis Winston, which God bless. Jameis
that was
Winston
last season.
Is my number one quarterback ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, it's just insane. I just think in such a unpredictable year, I've got to bet on the most unpredictable.
I love it. Well, we'll find out how we did in the weeks ahead. If you want to write into the podcast and give us your predictions and try to maybe have a more normal prediction than what we did, feel free. You can write into ControlledBurnes with an es@gmail.com. And until next time, we will catch you in the next one. Keep it warm and embrace your